All right, we bought some new gear for our purge fittings and stuff. So here's the plan. I'm going to put links up on the in the video for all this stuff. Bought the RX Weld dual flow meter regulator. You can see it's got the right fittings and everything right there. So we got that we're going to be able to hook up to our gas bottle and our welder. There he is right there. It's got the right fittings and stuff that'll go down in there. If you look at my other video, I'll show you how I put this together. So I got that. I bought a 30-foot hose with the 5/8 fittings. I'm going to cut it in half because I think 15 feet will be plenty, and then that'll give me some extra hose to mess around with. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. But those are the 5/8 fittings like we need. And then I bought, and that's 1/4-inch hose. I bought this set off of Amazon. I'll put the link up. I think it was $10. It's got 2 couplers. This is just your standard air couplers. Then it's got the nipples, male and female. I bought these guys off of Amazon also. I'll put the link up for these. You can see they go into 1/4-inch hose, and they've got the male fitting that'll go on the nipples. But then I also found these guys for $10 that I'd never seen these before. They're pretty slick. You can see it's got the 1/4-inch barb on one side and the air fitting on the other. So you'll see how I'm going to put all this stuff together. Oh, and then also I've got these 1/4-inch air fittings that I got at Harbor. I'll see if I can find a link on Amazon also for these. But I got these at Harbor. Everything else is Amazon. All right, going over our RX Weld dual flow meter. This is what you get in the kit, 2 sets of these. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to unscrew this guy, and then this side is 9/16, I think, by 16 or 18. Went over in my other video, and then this is going to be 5/8 on this side. So 9/16 on that side, 5/8 on that side. You can see how it's thinner on this side right here and thicker on that side. So it's going to screw in like that. Put a little Teflon tape on it. It's probably not necessary since it's a regular fitting in there, but I figured what the hell, it'll be easier to get the fitting off if I need to. So it's going to go like that, and I'm going to put the other one on then too on that side. All right, so we got both our fittings tightened on there. Right there. So this is 5/8 by 18 on this side, 9/16 by 18 on that side. So 5/8, 9/16, 5/8 by 18, 9/16 by 18. So now we're going to mount it up onto the bottle. All right, we're going to pull the hose off our old RX Weld flow meter. So there we go. There. And then get another wrench. Put that guy on right. That. And we already purged all the air out, all the argon out of it, so it wasn't pressurized. So there we are. There's our old one off. Now we're going to put our new one on. That. Now what you want to do sometimes when you tighten these is clock them a little. And then as you're tightening it, it'll turn on you. So let's see. Maybe not. How's that? That pretty straight? Let's see. I think we're fairly straight there. And there we are. Now we get our other wrenches. Get our hose back in here, like so. Just like there. That guy on. Get him firmed up. More. There. Like that. There we are. That hose is on. Now we're going to set up our custom purge hose. All right, we're going to hook our 30-foot hose in, and then we're going to measure it out and figure out about halfway. So we just want to be longer than the torch so we can get to whatever we're going to purge. So this is an RX weld hose I bought too. Pretty reasonable for 30 feet. I figured that would give me a lot of extra to work with. So we're just going to do the same thing here we did on the other one. Just kind of come in and tighten this baby up. Give it a little snugging. Like that. There we go. And now we'll measure it off, and then I'll show you how we cut it. All right, so we cut it off with these guys. I'd gotten these at Harbor a long time ago. They actually work pretty good. I've got some really good hose cutters that I normally use, but we decided just to hit it with this. All right, here we go. So I already got a hose fitting on here. You can't see it because it dropped to the floor. But here's our little barb deal with our 1/4 inch on there. So we're going to push our barb in, hopefully. Should have put some silicone on it. If you're doing this at home, I recommend doing that. Then we're going to put our Harbor Freight nozzle on here, or valve on here, ball valve. So we're going to do that, and then that'll hopefully help us get this guy into the hose like we want. So we're going to see if that'll work. Yeah, that's working. And then after we do that, so yeah, should have done the silicone. Don't know exactly what I was thinking not doing the silicone, but next one we'll silicone it. So we're almost there here. And this hose is slippery as all get up here. But I think Just about got it here. We'll finish that off. Then we're going to put this guy on. Like that. So then what the ball valve is going to allow us to do is shut off the air when we're not using it. I guess it'll shut off too when it's not popped in there, but that's what we're doing with this. So I'll go through and tighten this up, and then I'll show you our next steps. So I'm trying out fuel injection fittings for a change. May regret it, may not, but instead of just hose clamps, I got fuel injections from Harbor. So we're going to try those. They seem like they would probably hold a little more pressure and be a little bit more even than your usual hose clamp, but we shall see. So I turned this hose clamp over because this guy goes that way and it was hitting it. So just a FYI, if you're doing the same thing I am, you're going to want to turn the hose clamp over and put it on that side. So there we go. So that's what we're looking at on our inlet, and then we're going to work on our outlet setup. All right, so what we're doing here, this is going to be our exhaust side. I'm putting a valve on that too, because the thought is, so let's say on this pipe, we got a seam here, seam here, seam here, seam here, seam here. So all that is going to leak argon, but as we weld them in, then I can start to open this thing up and let the gas purge through. But initially what I can do is open it, fill the whole thing with argon, and then that argon will stay trapped up here or wherever until it's time. And then I'll start to let a little bit go through at some point. But that's what we're going to do for our exhaust part of this system. So we're going to use our high temp masking supply plugs. This is our 3-inch, and then we're going to have to use probably a different one on the V-band, and then a different one up here. So we marked our plug. We're going to try drilling it. This is a 1/4-inch barb, so we're going to go 5/32 and see what happens. So we ended up drilling it 7/32, and that seemed to work pretty good with the barb and everything. So then on our exhaust, then we can just go like that, and whammo, and we can let air out of it, or let the air out and then let it fill up with argon. And then also, guess what? We can put our intakes on the same ones. So we set up the fittings. So that's how we're doing it. So one more thing on these high temp masking silicone. I don't know if you can see it, but you can actually see the center on these for drilling them. So you don't even need to measure them. It's got a little center mark in there. So just drill it from the inside. These are high temp masking supply. Really like them. You can see got one in there. We're going to put one in right there, and then we're going to put another green one in there because I bought 2 sets of the big set. I think it's a 7-piece. So high temp masking supply, and then I'll put links up for this, and then I'll put links up for all the Amazon stuff and what I use from Harbor Freight. Like and subscribe.